Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti, and I need a haircut. Welcome to 5-inch Friday, even though the thumbnail is a TinyWhoop. We're gonna solder up those Amax 2505.5 Superleggeras onto a 5-inch rig, thus 5-inch Friday. But we're also going to see what a fully upgraded Mobula6 2024 is like. At 16.5 grams, which is almost a full gram lighter than it comes out of the box. At the same time, we're gonna give a third shot to the new Newbie Drone Light AF frame, which is the reason why it's lost, half of the reason why it's lost so much weight. It lost half a gram from the camera and canopy swap, and the antenna swap, I should say, and then it lost the other half a gram from the frame swap. On the Wednesday live stream, I broke one of these frames in black on the third battery. The Monday live stream, I broke the other one of these frames in black on the 1.5 battery, second battery, sort of. Maybe the white is going to be a little bit more durable. I hope so, because the frame is stiff enough to absorb the vibration so you can run a really aggressive PID tune, much unlike the Meteor 65 Air. And the ducts are the proper height so they ride correctly around with the propeller. So if there becomes a durable version of this frame, I will run it because I love everything about it. But at the moment, the black ones, at least, are far too fragile for my abusive flying. It's still light out, which means that I can fly outside for you, which is crazy. So we're going to do that real quick. CMYK is in the chat. Hockey Rounds, Rocket Tech, Zero Taste FPV, Frank Nicholas, Soap Legend, Slow Cow, Northern Tier, J Deegs, Crom, Douglas Otwell, Kilo Zebra, Cloudhopper, Kevin Sumner, Walter, BLD, Volusia, Striker, KD, 661, and Soap Legend. What's up, friends? Yeah, we're going to fly. I have two 450 mAh batteries charged. I think they're charged. Hold on. And we're going to fly them real quick. 4.25 and 4.12. Let me put this one that's at 4.12 on the charger, and in theory we can get it up to 4.25. In theory we can get it up, my friends. I'm gonna try my best to get it up, as always. These are the Jungle Gym Bashers, And I've got 5 or 6 DVR files that we're going to look at tonight as well, comparing 27, doesn't matter, they're identical, 27,000 kV 0802 iGao motors to 30,000 kV 0802 iGao motors, sort of Frankenstein motors. It's the stator base from a TinyWhoop 1Z, regular old 0802 1mm shaft, 30,000 kV motor, and then I swapped an iGao bell onto it. So yeah, you guys can see live the two of them. They are completely identical, other than the fact that this one is on an X12, and then this one is on a regular 2G4. They both have RunCam Nano 3s, but they're different generations of the RunCam Nano 3. So you'll see they look very different. But tunes are the same. Both BT 2.0. They weigh the same. Yeah, these are, for all intents and purposes, identical rigs. Ready to see if you can tell which ones. So the whole purpose of this testing here is to see whether or not 30,000 kV is like worth it. And or if 27,000 kV is kind of like the max for these 1610 biblade propellers. I've already kind of talked about this in the past, and so those of you that have been paying attention might already know my thoughts on this, but hey, you'll get to see it live and make the decision for yourself. So let's go with this one first, that I'm not going to tell you which is which. And you guys can try to guess which one's which. You try to guess which one's 27,000 kV and which one's 30,000 kV. I'll leave the OSD on for you, which should be a huge clue. If the amp scaling is correct on them, which I have no idea if it is or not. It's still set at default. I've not dialed in the amp scaling on either one of these, so you might be able to tell from that, but you might not. Same exact battery, same exact sort of everything. Name of the game here is going to be not crashing, because the backyard is filled with stuff that I will not be able to take off out of. So, you know, this is a terrible idea, but hey, I'm filled with terrible ideas. Why should tonight be any different? All right, this is the wrong ELRS module. So apparently these are both on ELRS version 2.5, which is what this module has on it. I should probably preemptively put sandals on, but I mean, there's a chance that I won't crash. There's a chance. There's no chance that I won't crash. What are you doing? What are you doing that for? Okay. When the PID loop's not active, 2 of the motors are kind of slowing down. I had to fix one of the motors. The motor shaft slipped on the bell on one of these rigs yesterday. So we'll see. All right. Putting it outside. I'm going to try to just straight up fly it from the desk. We'll see. All right, this is a stupid idea. It's going to be such a problem when I crash this outside. Oh my god, the dog's outside. He's going to eat it. Best of luck, TinyWhoop. About to get eaten by a dog. Here we go. Oh man, Teddy's not going to know what to do. He's going to be like, wait, I can chase these damn things around outside? All right, so early in the battery, I'm going to do a big old full throttle stab. Ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, no, hold. There's the OSD for you. Ready? So big old full throttle blast. Wait, let me make sure I'm not going to hit anything. Fuck it. Let's just do it. And, hey! Oh, that felt very anemic. There's something going on. What's the battery doing? The battery has just shit its pants. This is not normal. This should have more power than this. This battery is dead. Oh god! Oh boy. Oh no! Yeah, this battery was charged. just slams right into that post. This battery was charged, and it is charged. This is an internal resistance problem. This is just a cooked battery. You can see by the fact that, like, I just keep flying, and the amps are, like, barely going down. Look what a fucking jungle the backyard has turned into. I mean, it does this every year, but still. Alright, so we got that other battery. Well, this is a big fat fail. Let me throw another battery on the charger, and we'll charge it up as quickly as possible. I don't have any other big fat boy batteries charged to Schnarfle the Garthog with. Well, that stinks. Alright, this battery's going in the trash can. Okay, here we go. Battery into the garbage can. Oh, this is this really banged up battery. Good riddance. Get out of here. You don't deserve to live, battery. Alright, cool. So that's fine. This other battery is at 4.31. 4.31 volts. We're going to fly it, and that other one is sitting there charging at 0.9 of an amp. So by the time we're done flying this battery, that one will have some juice left in it. I'll try to do this kind of strategically here. Ready? So I'm going to put this through this rig. I'm going to plug it in now and just like kind of leave it plugged in. Let it drain the battery down a little bit. So this other battery is at 3.9. 5 minutes from now, it'll probably be at 4.1. So I'll try to do that full throttle blast at like 4.1. You know what I mean? With this guy. So it's the best I can do. God forbid I wait for the other battery to charge. That would just be insane. I mean, I probably can't do that, though, because it'll get dark out. There we go. That makes sense. Hey, any F1 fans out there, or just car fans in general, or just fans of people that say horrible things, I recently discovered Rocket Powered Mohawk. He's a YouTuber that covers F1, and he's just like he's just like a bastard that says horrible things, and sometimes he goes like way over the line, but sometimes he's absolutely hysterical. So if you're a fan of people that say raunchy shit or F1 or whatever, check him out. Rocket Powered Mohawk. He's just, man, he is brutal sometimes. So we're sitting at like 4.1 volts, and now it's sagged down to 4 once it's up in the air. So this is probably a good time to do the full throttle blast. All right, ready? I'm going to do it right here where I think I have the most vertical space. All right, we'll do it right here. Ready? So here's the one rig. It's a pretty short blast. All right, ready? We'll do it one more. So we're going to go... And it goes right above that roof there. All right, so this is one rig. And then you'll get to try to see the other rig and see if you can figure out which one's which. I really want to fly through here, but I don't think there's a great exit. There's not. Oh, God, don't crash. Oh, boy. ESC did something funky there. Whatever. It's fine. Roof inspection services! Provided free of charge. Whoa. Wow, this thing is acting... Or, wait, no, is it? It's doing that at 0 throttle, isn't it? I think I need to push the... Oh, God, I forgot there was a roof there. I need to push the digital idle up a little bit. No, I didn't. I just assumed that it wouldn't... Oh, my God, it took off twice in a row. Oh, no. No. Stop it. So this is a 75 millimeter rig outside. I'd rather be flying a 65. Although, I don't know. You'll see in some of the footage from out in front of the house yesterday that the 75, you can, like, hurl it up into the sky and shit. Like, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I get it. But, like, the long and short of it is that a 65 mil rig will do almost as good outside and then absolutely rip a hole in the space-time continuum and your butthole inside. No! Oh my god! That would have gone down so deep in the backyard, I might have just left it forever. Oh boy, that was brutal. Jesus, that was scary shit. Let's go back over there and try to do it again. Man, I can't see shit. Zero throttle, zero throttle, zero throttle. See, it did fine that time. This is, yeah, I don't know. This is not bad. This is fine. You want to build a 75mm rig? You should build a 75mm rig. You do you, my friends. Oh, God, no! That ain't... Oh, wow. I'm very impressed. Very impressed with this thing's ability to come on back to life. Anybody in here? Oh, look who it is! Look who it is! It's family time! A dog ass. Look at that dog. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's gonna pop up right here. Ready? He'll pop up right here. Oh god, my phone's going off. Oh no! Phone call! Phone call! Let's see if I can do this without landing. Phone! Phone! Over! Stop! And I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Yeah! Neighbor's house. Let's get out of here. They're not the friendliest of neighbors. Oh god! That's fine. 3.4. That's a good spot to end. 3.53. Good runtime. Flies fine. All right. The other Whoa! The other battery did not charge nearly as fast as I thought. It's only at 4 volts. Okay, well, let's just pull it. It'll be fine. Oh god. We'll see what it sags down to. Hopefully it sags down to like 3.9 because that's where the other one was. That's where this one was that I'm bringing back right now. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Goggles, if you keep beeping, I'm going to bite your... Never mind. Okay. I like it when you beep. Please keep beeping. Never stop stopping. Don't stop beeping. Keep beeping. Come on, couple more beeps. Couple more for good luck. Yes! Oh, God! Oh, I love it so much. God. Alright. What about this battery? All the batteries are dead, you sons of bitches. Oh my god, my nose! Is there not a battery in the building? Why? Why is this? Why? Hold on! It's gonna be fine! You filthy animal. Here we go. Found one. Alright, so... this is gonna be the other quad. And you guys get to pick. 1 or 2 is the... 1 or 2 is the high KV. You have to pick. Alright? So you got to see number 1. Now we're going to fly number 2. And then, yeah, you pick. Which one do you think is the higher KV? Which one do you think is 30,000 KV? Okay. Here we go. It's time. Holy shit. Here we go. We're doing it. Ugh. All right. So it has already sagged down to 3.85. That's not good. So we're going to do the full throttle blast right away. This is not a fair test. But anyway, this is the one. Let's see. 1,000. Got pretty much just as high. Oh, God. The battery is all the way down to 3.5 already. What a nightmare. Terrible test. Whop! There you go. That's all you're getting. We're going to watch some files that were run on fully charged batteries. But this is the other rig. Type 1 or 2 into the chat if you think which rig is the 30,000 kV rig and which one's the 27,000 kV rig. Hey! You! Yabba! Oh, God! Don't die! Don't crash in the backyard. Why am I going over here with such speed? Oh, God, I'm getting used to the backyard. This is not good. Oh, God, this battery's done. There you go. 1 or 2. Which one do you think? Wow. Okay. How do you guys know? 1 or 2, and how do you know? Ay. All right. Captain Spaghetti Pants. How are you, little dog? What do you want from me, little dog? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want a cracker? Do you want a cookie? He doesn't even know what that word means. We give him treats so infrequently that he doesn't even know what that word means. Number 2 was the 30,000 kV one. How'd you guys know? Did it read higher amp numbers? You cheating whores! Yeah, the second one was 30,000 kV. The first one was 27,000. But what a terrible test, because that second battery was like not charged at all in comparison to the first one. So kind of a fail, but hey, I thought that I had 2 fully charged batteries. Little did I know one of them was going to be a complete dick. Poiter could spell. Is it Poitier or is it Poiter? Could smell the KV. All right, so let's dive straight into that. Let's dive straight into it. We're going to watch some flight footage from yesterday, and it's going to be great. You guys are just going to shit a brick. 75, 27 versus 30. Here we go. So I shouldn't have told you which one's which, but oh, why? But it's fine. At the beginning of these, I'm going to tell you with my hands and my intelligence. So there you go. 27,000 kV. Look, a fully charged battery. I'll play 2 batteries back to back, 27 and then 30. I can tell a difference. Previously, I'd said that I can't tell a difference, but that's not true. I totally can. It's not a big difference though. It's pretty subtle, and so I don't know, man. I don't really know if there's a point to going 30,000 kV with 0802s that you're then gonna run on a 75 millimeter rig with 1610 propellers. You know, like the 1610s are the lightest, least draggy sort of propeller option for a 75 millimeter rig. So like, yeah, I think 802. I think the iGao 802 27,000s are it. Really, really happy with how they perform. I mean, like, look, we're flying at like a 3-inch, just whopping it around the trees. I'm being a little bit careful because God forbid you put a TinyWhoop into the top of a tree. I hope you didn't like that TinyWhoop because it is never coming down. But yeah, it's just so subtle. It's so subtle, and like the iGow motors already exist, and so yeah, I think it's a safe bet to just stick with the. I really don't think that you guys should do the whole hybrid motor thing that I've done here, where you get 30,000 kV 0802s, you pull the bells off, and then you get bells with 1.5 millimeter motor shafts and swap them on, which is what I've done here. You know, you end up with a set of motors. You end up with one really good set of motors that's 0802, 30,000 kV, 1.5 mil shaft. But then you end up with another set of motors that's kind of silly and pointless. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can get a set of the iGow motors and steal those bells off, but for the love of God, don't do that. happymodel sells the 0802 RS, and it's a 20,000 kV 802, and I think the bell is actually even a little bit lighter. So that would be like the God motor. And so yeah, I mean, if you want to build a God level jungle gym basher, technically that's the setup. It's going to be whichever 802 has whichever 802 you can find in stock at 30,000 kV, or hell, I mean, Christ, get the 33,000 kV motors, and then you could just motor limit them down a little bit, and then you can use those motors for a 65 millimeter rig as well. And then you get the happymodel 0802 RS, and you pull those bells off, and you use those bells. That would be it. That would be like the God motor, but I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I think that for a outdoor 75 millimeter 1S analog rig, just get the iGow motors. And then, you know, the other thing that's nice is like when you start doing all this customization, then, like, God forbid one of those motors starts to shit the bed, you've got all this customization in it, and it's like a super pain in the ass. With the iGow motors, if a motor starts to die, you just buy another set and swap them on, and you're good to go. So, yeah, don't be like me. For so many reasons. So that was the 27... that was the 27,000s. Here come the 30,000s. You can... Come on, me from yesterday, fly the damn thing. There we go. So yeah, here are the 30s. I don't know, man. I'm totally happy with the 27,000s. I swear to God, if these people don't come and pick up this fucking mattress, I'll light the whole world on fire. Just for the love of God, don't do 0702s on a 75 millimeter rig. That's far too small of a motor. I'm getting more comfortable flying outside, which is why you're going to see me crashing more often. I'm getting closer to stuff. I'm being more reckless. Oh, God! Apparently, the goggles only recorded one 27,000 mAh battery. That's kind of annoying. I don't know why that's the case, but hey, here we are. So here you go. Here's 30,000 kV. There's just a little tiny bit more, man. Like, the PID loop is a little... Oh, God. The PID loop is a little bit sharper. It's kind of tough to feel it, like, on the sticks, but, like, I can just tell. I can just tell that it's got a little bit more jam. Here's me sticking it into a branch, getting it stuck for a minute. Come on, come on, come on. What am I doing? Oh, turning down the VTX. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Either you're going to be really happy with either motor. There's a bunch of jello on this one. I think that's because the batteries don't fit all that well, and they rattle around a little bit in the Mobula6 V4 frame. You could very easily fix that by just wrapping like one loop or two loops of tape around the battery, or you can take a little bit of E6000 and drop it into the battery bay. A million different ways you could fix that problem. I will at some point, but yeah, I'm being lazy at the moment. So yeah, there you go, yo. 30,000 versus 27,000. If you're crazy, do the 30s or even the 33s. If you're sane, do the 27s. And or if you're going to crash really hard. If you're going to crash really hard, do the 27s. Because then you can just replace them. You can unscrew the motor, you can unplug the motor, you can pop the new one on, and away you go. You're back in business. It's not like pulling C-clips. It's not swapping bells back and forth. It's not any of the other nonsense involved in having a fully customized schlip-schlap. If you're going to go the God motor route, yeah, don't crash. And, you know, if you're not going to crash, why even bother flying? So there you go. That's what I have to say about that. What do you think of that? I'm going to pull apart the 30,000 kV rig because it's not the true ultimate jungle gym basher. It's a 2G4, and then I don't want it on these crazy wacky motors. I don't want to deal with blowing up a motor and then like waiting to replace it because I have to build another one. I would rather have something with like the out of the box setup where it's like, hey, you want to do what I do around the jungle gyms? Buy a Mobula6 1S ELRS, swap the motors, BT 2.0, and you're done. Like, look, this has a goddamn linear antenna. This is the antenna that it came with. This is a, yeah, this is that. This is a Mobula6 ELRS 1S, BT 2.0 swapped over, and the iGal motors. That's it. Super simple, 150 bucks. I assume that they still sell the Mobula6 1S, right? They better. Yeah, I have no reason to have two of these jungle gym bashers set up. That's excessive. I would rather have this other 2G4 in a 65mm frame that we can kind of rail around in the house. Specifically because I'm really looking forward to testing out the VCI 0702 29000s a little bit more. I flew them last night at the RC Drift Car place and had an absolute riot with them. For whatever reason, I was flying them like my pants were on fire. But they felt really decent. They definitely have a different throttle feel than the Happy Model motors. If you don't know, Happy Model makes all of Weebleed's motors and all of TinyWhoop's motors. So if you have a Happy Model 0702, TinyWhoop, Weebleed, they're all the exact same thing, just in different KVs and in different colors. And yeah, I've been running those motors forever, and I'm very familiar with how they feel. The VCI 0702s, I can't quite put my finger on it yet as to what's different about them, but it's definitely different. Like just the feel of the throttle is different. Where I can really tell the way that I can really tell it is that my elevation is a little bit bouncy. I'm not able to just slam down on the deck and keep like perfect elevation control with them. And that's not the VCI motors being bad. That's just them being different, right? Like I have thousands, literally, of batteries through the Happy Model motors. So yeah, of course it's going to be, of course I'm not going to be as dialed in immediately on the other motors. That is okay. That is to be expected. Man, this, never mind. I got it. It's fine. So yeah, another 2G4 has survived. That's pretty awesome. Where did oh, there it is. The little, oh, I'll be damned. Well, okay. The frame survived. The I'm sorry. The AIO survived. The frame did not. One of the little plastic nubs on this Mobula6 V4 frame just broke off. It was probably already broken in there. I had a couple really hard crashes with this. This is one of the only failure points so far on the Mobula6 V4 frame is these little nubs popping off. And all you got to do is run longer screws. This is my fault. I have longer screws that I can run which fixed that problem. I just didn't run them because I wasn't really planning on crashing this thing hard. I was planning on just doing this 27,000 versus 30,000 test and then moving on. But I didn't, and here we are. So, yeah. All right, so let's dive in here. Let me put this aside. As much as I want to keep working on this, let me put it aside here, and we're gonna move on because we got a bunch of shit to do tonight. And I gotta get caught up on chat. I see some good questions being asked. So, yeah, let me stop dicking around and get to work. Put that there. Put this somewhere. Put this right here. It's fine. All right. Chat, what's happening? Chad, what's happening? If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. It'll light up an orange for me if you do it. If you don't do it, I won't read your comment. Somebody else might read it and see that it's a good question, and maybe they'll copy it and paste it and tag me properly. But don't rely on that. When you're talking to someone in chat, type their name. Spell it right, put the spaces in the right spots. For that person, when you type their name, it'll light up an orange, and they'll definitely read your chat message. This way you're not just yelling into the void. Like me, when I talk about all the motors in FPV being too low of a KV. Yelling into the void. You hear that, motor manufacturers? Everything is too low of a KV. It's not true. 5-inch motors are not too low of a KV, and TinyWhoop motors are not too low of a KV. But everything else is too low of a KV. For fuck's sake! Make them all higher KV. All of the 1404s are too low of a KV. All of them. All of the motors other than 5-inch and TinyWhoop are too low of a KV. And most TinyWhoop motors are too low of a KV. But we do have options at the proper KVs, and yeah, we can buy them from Weebleed, from TinyWhoop, and from Newbie Drone's been getting in on the game a little bit. They've got some higher KV motors. RCN Power also has a 29,000 kV 0702, which is kind of interesting. I'm very tempted to try it, but I don't know. I've tested an awful lot of TinyWhoop motors. I doubt that they're going to be... Has anybody heard anything about them? I doubt that they're going to be as good as the Happy Models. The Happy Model motors just make so much power, and they're so efficient. Nobody's been able to really come anywhere close to them. So I'm just like... I'm kind of tired of testing other motors that don't... That just get blown out of the water by the Happy Models. So, but I'm sure I'll test them sooner than later. What are we doing next? Let me chat. Hey, yeah. Type my name. CiottiFPV.com is my little Linktree website where you can support me. This is completely crowdfunded. This way, all of the reviews, all of the info that you get has no bias whatsoever. There are a couple of companies that sponsor me, but they do know that if they put out garbage or they send me garbage, I'm going to trash it. And if they drop me as a sponsor, I don't really care. It's more about, they don't send me money. They send me gear sometimes that they want feedback on. And, when I test that prototype stuff, I tell you guys, hey, look, this is prototype. If it's garbage, that doesn't matter because it's prototype. So, yeah. Here's the streaming schedule. Patreon definitely helps me out the most. If you have 10 cents a day extra, send it my way, and I'll keep doing this, and you can save money by not buying garbage. Etsy, I got some fun stickers and hardware. Over on Fiverr, you can buy my time, half an hour or hour-long sessions. I'll help you fly better, tune better, build better. Or if you just have a whole bunch of questions that you don't feel like digging around on the internet for 10 hours to find somewhat decent answers to, there you go. You can save yourself a ton of time by working direct one-on-one with me through Fiverr. Or just message me and we'll schedule it. Teespring's got some fun shirts and other random apparel. PayPal, if you want to do a super chat but you don't want the evil YouTube and Google overlords to take 30%. And then look at all these beautiful affiliate links. Weebleed, GetFPV, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Race Day Quads, Oh My God's website, Brain3D, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, and Camera Butter, also AliExpress. All you got to do is change your bookmark to my affiliate link, or just like when you go to Amazon, you just type AMA like that. off on the right of your suggestions, there's like an X, or there might be an option to remove suggestion. If you remove your normal Amazon links and then hit my Amazon affiliate link a bunch of times in a row, when you type AMA, it'll bring you to the Nut Grabber, and the Nut Grabber is my affiliate link. And then maybe one day you'll buy a Nut Grabber and your life will get exponentially better because you'll have a tool to grab your nuts. Don't grab your actual nuts. They will bleed. It has very sharp prongs. This is for grabbing FPV nuts. Find someone with fingers to grab your human nuts. Why do you guys come here? Why? Why do you put up with this? Striker in the chat says, I was just watching the new Pookie Rosser. Pookie Rosser. Where's Pookie Rosser from? Where'd that come from? I didn't know that Chris, not Pookie, had I haven't seen something new from him. 7 hours ago. Ooh! Now we're talking. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, though. Many have tested BLHeli settings. All have found that the default settings are pretty much the way you want to go. But maybe there's some magic in here. You never know. There's not going to be. But watch it anyway, because Chris is awesome and he deserves the attention. And he's doing the testing, and that's amazing that he's doing the testing. But fair warning, yeah, there's probably not going to be any ultra magical things in there. The BLHeli devs seem to know what they're doing, and the defaults are pretty much where you want to be. BLD says, happy Friday. Kevin Sumner says, have you printed something yet? I have not. I am waiting because I want to do a live stream where I power the Bamboo Labs A1 Mini that I won at Rotor Riot Rampage on for the first time, print something for the first time, hook it up to the network, you know, fail miserably at the software, I'm sure. So, yeah, I'm just kind of holding off. But I'm going to do that maybe Sunday, maybe definitely not Monday. Definitely not Wednesday. Maybe we'll do it Sunday. Either Sunday or Friday of next week. Either this Sunday or a week from today. We'll see. Zero Taste FPV says, would love if you would do the Amax motors and possibly all the info you have on the new HD0 AIO. Here's all the info that I have on the new HD0 AIO. There it was. Ryan, Dan, and Skittles have been testing. It's 1 a.m. in Germany, and I have to sleep. The Amax motor install will be late in the stream, so you'll probably miss it, but it's just me soldering. There's a million live streams with me soldering, so yeah, nothing magical there. Zero Taste also says, have you tried flying through the dog gate with your Whoop yet? The doggy door is aluminum paneled closed and then duct taped over, because it's like the actual doggy door part is just deteriorated to hell, and it's some really awkward size. So in order to replace it, I would have to cut an even bigger hole in the door, and we don't necessarily want the dog to be able to go in and out all the time whenever the hell he wants. We don't want a doggy door there. So yeah, I need to replace that door one of these days, but doors aren't cheap, and that door keeps the air out. And, you know, it's hard to spend money just to make it look a little bit better for the backyard that nobody sees, right? Kevin Sumner says, Ben Mintz, be sure to tag Ciotti with your messages to make sure Ciotti reads them. Ben Mintz, what did you say? He says, what do you mean by fully upgraded? It's just me clickbaiting you to get you to come and watch the live stream. Although, actually, for me, this is fully upgraded. Mobula6 2024, it comes with an A30 lead, which is totally fine, but the BetaFPV 180-degree BT 2.0 leads are awesome. They're like a fraction of a gram heavier, but it is so much easier to grab this and unplug your batteries. It's well worth it. So that's like the one upgrade. The propellers that it comes with, I don't like nearly as much as these Gemfan 1219S's. These really bring these motors alive. I just put a fresh set of motors on here. This is a brand new set of 0702 28000s. They are the stock motors. This is the direct soldered Mobula6 2024, and the whole direct soldered motors thing is a nightmare. So I actually don't recommend that you change the motors, and I'm not going to change the motors on my Mobula6 2024. So this is fully upgraded. The main upgrade, though, is a lighter weight antenna, because you're just going to be flying a 65mm rig in the house for the most part, and so a really lightweight antenna like this one is awesome. And then the main upgrade is to use the old school Mobula6 canopy and the old camera from the old Mobula6, which is the RunCam Nano 3. The antenna swap, canopy, and camera swap save 0.6 of a gram. It brings the Mobula6 2024 down to 17.1 grams. This one is at 16.5 grams because I've also swapped the frame. This is the brand new Newbie Drone Light AF racing frame, which is a half a gram lighter. And so, yeah, that's what we've got, a 16.5 gram rig. The main reason why I'm featuring this tonight is to torture test this frame. Newbie Drone sent me 3 of these. Well, they sent me 4 of these frames. I accidentally ruined one with a drill because I'm a dumb person. The other 2 have been broken on our 2 previous live streams. We're going to see how this one holds up. Those other 2 were paired with 40,000 kV motors, which generate an awful lot of stank. So that was the motor plug version, which is coming in the middle of April, May, June. In the middle of June, I talked to Jason last night from happymodel, and he said that the Mobula6 2024 plug version, which is absolutely the one that you should get, will be out in the middle of June. That's what I've tested the 2 existing black frames on, and that's a slightly heavier AIO. And so, yeah, way more power and slightly heavier. Maybe that was the reason that it blew up. This is a racing frame. Racers run their rigs super lightweight, pretty much like this light, like mid 16 to low 16 grams. And so this is the all-up weight that you would probably run this frame. And so let's see if it lasts a little bit longer. I am cautiously optimistic. We'll see. We're going to fly it a little bit. Let me just get a little bit more caught up on chat. Striker says, F1 fans are real jiddly yangs. They can be just impossible sometimes. Cole Powers says, treehouse entrance exit is a good reason to go clip some branches. Yeah, it's true. Weebleed's in the house. What's up, Zotek? How are you, man? Ben Mintz says, okay. He tagged me this time. Awesome, Ben. Yep. You tagged me on that second time you asked it, and it lit up in orange, and there you go. Striker says, I love how we call it a 65mm wheelbase when it's a damn quadcopter. Yeah, the naming convention of TinyWhoops is really dumb. This should be a 1.2-inch TinyWhoop, and this should be a 1.6-inch TinyWhoop. I don't know why we don't do it that way, but 10-second runtime says, what 2-inch or 2.5-inch school bus toothpick frame? No such thing as a school bus toothpick frame. Those are 2 different things. Toothpick is a toothpick. It's like a TinyWhoop, but with longer arms. School bus is a school bus. It's like all the 5-inch frames where there's a central canopy where you can put your camera, your stack, and then like VTX capacitor receiver in the back. So no such thing as a school bus toothpick. Should I put my Mobula 8 in for around the house and parks? Well, Mobula 8 is around the house, not in the house. I gotcha. Around the house, as in outside. It's got the Caddx Vista. Oh God. Running BT 3.0 2S 300 or 400 mAh batteries. Lot going on there. And unfortunately, I don't really know of... All right, so you want to go on Instagram and you want to look up a guy by the name of Sub250 FPV. I think it's just one big run. SUB250FPV. He's got what I believe to be some of the best kind of sort of school bus style frames in like the 2-inch and 2.5-inch world. I don't know what motors that rig has, but I mean, it's designed for 2-inch, so I would maybe keep it 2-inch. If you're gonna go up to 2.5-inch, you're gonna have to run biblades. You would not want to run a 2.5-inch triblade. It would be way too heavy for those motors. So yeah, I would go with one of the sub 250 FPV frames. I think the one that you want is called the Turtle, the 2-inch Turtle, I believe it's called. You'll see on his site. He's got a awesome Instagram channel, and he puts the setups in there. You'll be good. Look him up on Instagram, and you can even message him. He'll get back to you. He's a super cool dude. Tell him Ciotti sent you. Chris Wells says, just saying, hey, bouncing because I finished a 5-inch last week and it's raining, but today is beautiful. And tomorrow rain, off for a first go. I guess it's not raining. I read that wrong. It's been raining. I got you. But today it's nice. Chris is probably already gone. Hockey Round says, your flying said it all. Zero Taste says, catch up on chat. I gotta go to sleep. Striker says, I might get the 28,500s for the Mobula 65 converted to 31 millimeters. Either them or the Weebly 32,500s. Might as well get the 32,500s, and then if it's too much power, you can just motor limit it down. Yeah, I mean, do that. Weebleed says, do you think 1.5 millimeter shaft makes a difference? Absolutely, massive difference. Besides extra durability, extra weight, your thoughts? I need to add. The motor, I recently learned that the motor shaft below the bell is 1.5 millimeter. And so whoever's idea it was when these brushless motors came out to make the motor shaft 1 millimeter up above the bell. Come on, man. Really? Why did you do that? Especially because, and I know someone out there is thinking, well, it was probably because all of the propellers that existed at that point were 1 millimeter. No, they weren't. They were 0.8 millimeter. Brushed TinyWhoops were all 0.8 millimeters, 0.8 millimeter motor shafts and propellers. It wasn't until the brushless motors came out that we went to 1 millimeter. So all the propellers had to be redesigned anyway. Little would they know that we would have 40,000 kV motors, though, and be able to smash these things so hard that we bend the shit out of the 1 millimeter shafts. But I wish that all of the brushless motors were 1.5 millimeters. TinyWhoop now has an 802 and a 702 in 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, which is super exciting. I hope that catches on. I hope we get more 1.5 mil shaft TinyWhoop motors, and that will encourage the propeller designers to make the props in 1.5 millimeters as well. At the moment, the only prop selection that we've got is the Gemfan 1208, which is a little bit older school, kind of heavy tri-blade that's very low pitch. If you spin it fast enough, it does make good power. That propeller on the 0802 Imoptera stator with an iGal bell, another $80 set of like hybrid motors, it rips. This setup blasts, and I'm actually really happy with this. But yeah, if we can get like Gemfan 1210 biblades in 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, if we can get the 1219S Gemfans in 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, if we can get the HQ YOLO props, although we don't really need the HQ YOLO props in 1.5 millimeter because they're so fragile, right? Like if we're going to get a propeller with the stronger motor shaft, it should be a stronger propeller. So the HQ YOLO props being so light and so fragile, they might as well just kind of stay 1 mil. Although you could, I mean, any of these you can drill out. It's just when you drill them out, it's gonna be really difficult to get it perfectly centered, especially when you're going from 1 millimeter to 1.5, right? Like 50% bigger. So yeah, that's a tough one to say, like, oh, you can just drill any of these props out. I don't even know if these props are gonna have enough meat on the hub area for you to be able to drill them out without making the prop hub weaker. So I think realistically that we will need to wait for propeller manufacturers to make us 1.5 mil mount props. But yeah, it makes a big difference. Let me put it this way too. A 65 millimeter rig with a 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, it will never break. It will never bend a motor shaft. And so the only thing that will break on that 65 millimeter rig will be the frame. And goddamn, some of these frames are really durable now. And that would be a really big deal. So I'm really hoping to see the 1.5 mil motor shaft thing catch on and become the standard for 0702s, 0802s. It's already the standard for 1002s and 1102s. So yeah, let's just move all the TinyWhoop stuff over to 1.5 mil. It's the diameter of the shaft down below the motor, so it's really not going to add much weight, and the durability increase is going to be wild. So yeah, and it'll also make a big difference with the propeller slipping on the bell, because yeah, the bigger shaft is going to have a lot more material between those two, and it's going to really strengthen that up. No, it's not. It's not going to strengthen that up because it already is. The interface between the motor shaft and the bell is already 1.5 millimeters, so that actually won't change. But, you know, pin vise, pin vise with 1.5 millimeter and 0.99 millimeter drill bits on it completely fixes the issue of motor shaft slipping on bells. And also, the Loctite 638, I believe it is, did a hell of a job on this motor. I fixed the one motor that had slipped on the shaft. It's on here. And then I just had to, out of curiosity, I grabbed it once it had cured or dried or whatever, 24 hours. I grabbed the motor shaft and I tried really hard to spin the bell, and it was there, man. Like it did not let go even a little bit. So yeah, using the magical Loctite does really, really, really work well. You just got to be super careful. You can't get that stuff anywhere other than the connection between the motor shaft and the bell. Ramdongo says, I'm listening and learning. Poiter says, I've been MAA for a while. Did you ever test the BetaFPV 0702 dual ball bearing 30,000 kV motors? Not on stream yet. Read into that as hard as you can. Kim Fuse says, you feeling better? I am indeed. What's up, Kim? What's up, Gardo? How are you guys? I'm like 95%. By the end of this stream, I'll be coughing and shit. But for the first like hour and a half, I'll be fine. I was chasing the drift cars yesterday, just screaming and yelling, having like such a good time. Speaking of, let me start playing some of that footage so you can just see how I was just flying like a lunatic for no real reason, just for funsies. And I flew a whole bunch. So this is the first bunch of batteries here are gonna be the VCI 0702 29,000 kV motors with oh, it's right there. With I think they're YOLO props. Did I put YOLO props on them? I did. I put HQ YOLO props on them. So the first bunch of batteries, I built another little RC drift car chasing bastard. This is the plug Mobula6 2024 AIO. And then this is also the FXT camera. So this is a Mobula6 2024 plug version, turned into a Batwing camera mounted Bing Bong. I did have to extend the video wire, which was very annoying. But yeah, and then motor swap. These are the, since there's motor plugs, I was just like, oh, let me just switch the motors real quick. Oh, look, the motors are switched. How nice is that? If one more person tells me, I don't know why you have such a problem with soldering TinyWhoop motors. It's not that hard. What, do you not know how to solder? I'm gonna light your house on fire and eat you! Don't make me do it. Don't make me drive all the way out to your place and get Kuru. I don't want Kuru. Look how hard I'm flying this thing. I think one of the reasons I was flying this so hard is that I just, even with a bunch of Throttle Expo, I could just not get a feel for the like really fine adjustments in the throttle. And I think I kind of got frustrated and just said, screw it, I'll just fly it really hard. But it was really fun to fly it like this. So yeah, and all of this footage is 60 frames a second because all analog footage is 60 frames a second. So when I'm flying really hard like this, I can always just go wham and go 50% speed without losing 30 frames a second. 50% speed at 30 frames a second. So I think some of this footage will come out really cool. I'm gonna do an edit with this footage and do a lot of quick cuts, because I know I have a lot of like really cool moments in here right before I crash, because I crashed an awful lot. I also, that's the other reason I wanted to crash these motors a bunch, to put a bunch of stress into them. But I'm gonna let this run full speed. They had this cool little bridge, which is what caused most of the crashes. You'll see. I was trying to get like really nutty, and you will notice me bouncing up and down on the elevation. I had the midpoint set properly. I had my normal amount of Throttle Expo, which is either 40 or 50, which is a lot. It's just that I'm not used either or both. Either I'm not used to these motors, or these motors don't have as good of a throttle curve as the Happy Model motors. Probably, it's definitely that I'm not used to these motors. It might also be that they don't have as good of a throttle curve as the Happy Model motors. I don't really know how I'm going to figure that out. I am so many batteries deep in the Happy Model 702s that like my throttle, my muscle memory for throttle resolution is absolutely set in stone for the Happy Model motors. What I might do is build 3 identical drift chasing rigs, one with the VCI 0702s, one with the BetaFPV 0702s, and one with the Happy Models, all in like 29,000, 30,000, and then just go and fly all 3 of those rigs back to back to back, back to back to back, back to back to back, to try to kind of dial in on which one has better throttle resolution around where your like cruising throttle kind of is. I don't know of any other way to figure it out. It's really, like the way for me to figure, so far the way that I figure it out is I go fly here, and if I bounce up and down a lot, it's like, oh, this isn't as good. But again, I've flown so many batteries on the Happy Models that my muscle memory is absolutely solidified for those motors. So it could just be that I'm not doing it right. You know what I mean? But there are other things, like the fact that the Happy Model motors make more power and get more runtime, that it kind of doesn't even matter. But I am intrigued by it, because that's a real thing that we learned a long time ago with 5-inch motors, which is that the motor manufacturers do things to make the motors like feel better at and give you more throttle resolution at the cruising throttle. This is one of the magical things about 5-inch motors, is that you get really good, even if you don't run Throttle Expo, you get really good resolution at like in the middle of the throttle range, in the middle to slightly lower throttle range, which is where you typically cruise around at. And it's why 5-inch pilots are like, no, Throttle Expo is bad. You don't need that shit. It's like, well, hey, guess what? There's other people on Earth than you that fly different things. Sit on it, you shit. Fire today, man. I've been watching too much rocket-powered Mohawk. I'm all steroided up. I'm all roid raging out. Some of you guys are going to absolutely just shit your pants laughing at his channel. Let me know. Let me know. He's a lot, man. He says some shit that's like so awful. But like, I don't know. I can separate that out and like laugh at it without being like offended. You know, like when it's comedy, it's comedy. Like with me, like you can say pretty staggeringly offensive stuff as long as it's in the vein of like, hey, this is comedy, and like I don't get upset at all by it. I know not everybody is like that though, and he does say some shit that is genuinely just horrendous. You'll see. Oh look, I got a little bit of I just noticed I've got a little bit of Batwing on the right there. Let me take care of that real quick here with the old flush cutters. And all you got to do is make like a little bit of an angle. And that is probably all it needed. Good to go. Ooh, right in the face. Just outie to the face. All right, what's happening, Chad? Cole Powers says, no, we got that. Oh wait, no, he says, can you gap the dog door? Can you gap the dog door to get it in and out? How big would you need it to be? If it didn't have a piece of sheet metal over it, I could do it for sure. But yeah, I'm not taking the sheet metal off. Chomper FPV's in the house. What's up, homie? YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Rib Daco says, I have a question. What does a knurled shaft look like? Zoom, please. I don't have any that are taken apart to show you, but it's like a little crosshatch pattern. They like dig in a crosshatch, and so you get like these little tiny diamonds. Just Google like knurled. Hold on. Google knurled shaft. I'm sure nothing horrible will come up. Oh wow, nothing horrible came up. Google. Oh, it's the same texture that's on our standoffs. It's what's on all of our M3 standoffs. But if you Google knurled shaft, you'll see. It just gives a little bit of bite. Weebleed says, I have 2 direct manufacturers now, OG Gore V1s, and yes, on happymodel, building to our specs. Very cool. Love that. Striker says, I think 4600 kV is good for 1404. You thought wrong, Striker! It's not enough, because 1404s run really well on 2.5-inch propellers as well, and that is not enough kV for 2.5-inch propellers. So yeah, and there's no reason not to just crank all the kVs up and then just motor limit down. There's absolutely no reason, because there's always going to be like some wacky build where yeah, you can use a little bit of extra kV, and the fact that we're not all using motor limiting on everything is just annoying, because it's just magic to be able to go into the goddamn OSD and turn the power up. Like that's incredible. versus buying new motors, soldering them on to get extra kV. That's just silly. Striker also says, then again, that's the exception. T-Motor and iFlight only make 1404 4600. Yeah, there is a set of 1404 5000s. I forget who makes it, but it's really hard to get a hold of. Last I checked, it was out of stock everywhere, and I just got frustrated. Kevin Sumner dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Crom says, Infinity Loops just tested the RC and Power 702 and had half the flight time compared to the Happy Model ones. Yeah, yeah. I had a conversation with Kelvin last night or the day before, and we started talking about motors, and I was like, hey man, if you didn't already know this, like, you need to know that, like, Happy Model is doing something, and their motors make more power and are more efficient than everything else. So yeah, if there's anything you can do to, like, match them or, like, reverse engineer their stuff, they're the target right now, man. There's nothing like what they're putting out. It's just absurd. Ramdongo says the 8 show CiottiFPV, if you can be bothered. What's the 8 show? What's that, Ram? Rocket Tech says, this is exactly why I come here. That was 7:44. I wondered what insanity I was screaming into the camera at that point. Walter says, what? I'm confused. Maybe I was talking about something. I don't know. Volusia says 2-inch Flywoo 2-inch Flywoo fly lens newbie drone 0703 16,420 kV silver or Happy Model 0802 16,000 2S. Pick one. For a 2-inch rig. I don't know if I would go with either of those motors. Both of those motors are going to be too small. The 703 might make enough power, but it's going to overheat because it's too tall and it's not wide enough. The 802 won't overheat, but it won't make enough power for a 2-inch rig. For 2-inch, you want minimum 1002, and there's a whole bunch of 1002 options. So, like, RC and Power 1002 14,000 kV is a no-brainer for that setup. If you don't like the colors that are available, there's a Flywoo 1002 23,500 that perform. I'm sorry, you don't want that. That's too high of a kV. Yeah, get the RC and Powers. Get the RC and Power 14,000 1002s. You'll dig them. Cole Powers says 3D print a new dog door with a motor to control access. No. Steve Jobs says, I just bought some 40,000 kV 0702s. The site says to wait 10 minutes between batteries. That's funny. Have you found this to be the case? I have not. I've back-to-back them, and they've been totally fine. Also, if I motor limit down to 30,000 kV, is that safe? It's totally safe. You might... the more you motor limit, the more throttle resolution you're going to lose. I don't notice it, though. But to go from 40,000 to 30,000, you're going to need to motor limit 75%. 40 times 75. Yep, you're going to need to motor limit 75%, which is not, which is fine. All of the keyboard commando / Facebook engineers say that below 70% is where you don't want to motor limit below 70%, which realistically means that you don't want to motor limit beyond 60%, because yeah, everybody always goes crazy and judges everything by the numbers, and then you can't actually tell a difference until you push it even farther. So yeah, you'd be motor limited to 75% and you'd be totally fine there. And yeah, I back batteried the prototypes that Weebleed sent me forever ago, and they were completely fine. The TinyWhoop motors cool down incredibly quickly. So, yeah. I mean, all that being said, I fly freestyle. If you're going to, like, race and you're going to be, like, 60-70% throttle the whole battery, maybe that changes things. But those 40,000 kV motors are not race motors. Those are freestyle motors. So, yeah, I would not be racing those motors. Cold Power says, if you automate opening the dog door, maybe you could put an ELRS RX channel. Open it with a switch. I'm split-balling. No, I'm not doing it. No, that's insane. It's hysterical, but it's too much. Poiter says, I've been running BetaFPV 30,000 kV motors, GemFan 1219 triblades, and it's an absolute ripper. Yeah, I've not. Oh, that was one of the best times I got through I got under the bridge backwards while tracking the cars like just right. I remember that moment. I was waiting for that one. I kept hitting that wall. I kept backing into the goddamn wall behind that bridge. Yeah, the BetaFPV 30,000 0702s are very decent. They can't hold a candle to the Happy models, unfortunately. The Happy models make more power and get significantly more runtime. I don't know how the hell Happy model's doing it, but they're doing it. But the BetaFPV motors are very decent. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that the Happy model motors come from a magical unicorn's ovaries, apparently. It's I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know what they're doing. Kevin James says, happy Friday, gotta go walk the dog. Walter says, is it smart to motor limit the Mobula6 2024 first version? Do they break down on high KV? The motors that it comes with are only 28,000 kV, so you would not want to motor limit those down, that's for sure. If you're talking about switching to a higher KV motor, maybe. I've had some really weird shit with my Mobula6 2024 AIOs on higher KV motors. So, yeah, it's weird stuff that I've never had on the old school Happy Model 2G4 boards. So much so that if you guys see the old school 2G4s come back in stock anywhere, please let me know. I'm gonna buy. I would like to buy a few more. I don't know. The Mobula6 2024 is probably okay, but there's just been some weirdness, and I just don't care about the slightly lighter weight. So yeah, if I can get my hands on 10 more 2G4s, I will buy 10 more. Just because, like, there's just no weirdness with it, and it's so durable. And that's what I want. I'm over chasing. Look, it's good enough, it's light enough, and it just works, and that's what I want. I can sacrifice the slightly smaller board. I can sacrifice the slightly lighter weight board. So yeah, keep your guys' eye out for more 2G4s. I think for most people and on most normal motors, the Mobula6 2024 is going to be completely fine. But you know, I'm trying to, like, the other thing is, like, I want to have, like, yeah, I want to have a bunch of rigs to do this that are completely identical, that are absolutely perfect in every way, that never hiccup, that never glitch. And I need to do that on the 2G4 board, because it's got a UFL for the video antenna, it's got motor plugs, and it's just, like, good to go. Kevin James with a $10 super chat. He says, you're the best. Happy Friday, bud. Thank you very much, Kevin. Very cool of you. Thank you for supporting the insanity that is doing FPV full-time. Chris Wells says, I'm back. All good and things tracked. Only allowed myself one battery. Weebleed says, good to know. My ears are always listening. Borked Bits says, does it ever trip you out that we go this far into the weeds for little palm-sized toys? Twin thoughts. It doesn't trip me out at all, believe it or not. It's everything to me. Like, the refinement. I've always been like this. Like with most of what I do in life, going like all the way off the deep end and just really refining things to get them perfect, and then even perfecter, and then even perfecter. It's just so fun. And then like finding the point of diminishing returns and then figuring out when to stop. Like that's, I love that so much. It is ridiculous. Like, don't get me wrong. It is absolutely absurd that I've spent thousands of hours perfecting a TinyWhoop to go chase little RC drift cars. But there is nothing more fun than this. I'm sorry, but like, I flew 20 batteries last night. It was some of the most challenging flying I've ever done, as it always is. And like the whole, so I'm like absolute laser fucking focused the entire time, working it, dialing the settings in, noticing like the slight differences between the motors and the cameras and the props, and like it's, and then you get like this footage that's so fucking cool. And like these guys who are driving the cars, or like anybody that's into RC drift cars, lose their fucking minds because they've never seen it from this perspective before. And then like FPV pilots lose their minds because this is insane. And then like even some normies are like, holy hell, how are you doing that? Like, you're making that look like a real drift car. It's and then, you know, like flying freestyle, super fun, right? All these things that we do are just, it's just wild. It's so difficult, but so rewarding. I don't know. I love it, man. Don E with a 199 super chat. Thank you so much, brother, for the support. Couple fresh gangly gangers have joined the mix. Thank you guys so much for the support over on Patreon. It means a whole lot, and it's the only reason that I can continue to do this. We've got Nathan Otis. Welcome to the Gangly Gang, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. Just Mo. Welcome to the gangliest of all the goddamn gangs. Gunkleberry, enjoy your entry into the giveaways. Our first Monday of every month giveaways are this coming Monday, and Gunkleberry will be in one of those giveaways. Null Style, welcome to the Gangly Gang. Rick Kennedy, thank you for the ultra support, man. Very, very cool of you. And I think we are good. Oh, God, AT&T, why do you take so much money from this family every month, you thieving whores? Wait, what's this? No. This is, this goes into house shit. All right, we're good. I think that catches me up. Or does it? Nope. Yep, I'm caught up. All right, cool. No, it doesn't. Kevin James, thank you for the $20 PayPal, brother. Very, very cool of you. Much love, my friend. Check this out. How did no one say anything about this? I guess I didn't really have this camera up. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got too much going on at once. Did you guys really not notice this on the wall back there? Brian from Brain 3D is now doing laser etching? Laser cutting? He's got sharks that he has mounted laser blades? Laser beams to their heads, and he's trained the sharks to cut things out. Isn't that crazy? If you don't get that joke, fuck you. You're too young. How dare you not be old enough to know Goldfinger, you bastard, you. Massive thank you to Brian from Brain 3D for sending this beautiful work of art. Look at the fucking detail. Look at the raised R. Look at the detail on the R. How the hell? Lasers, bro! I don't know if this is gonna live here, but it does look pretty good here. It might stay there. I don't know yet. And then look at this, yo. He can cut into just like straight up live oak looking wood. Look at the detail. What the hell? This is some artwork that a friend of mine from a friend of my lighting work, actually, a fan of my lighting work back when I was doing gaffer work with Octopunk Media in Charleston, a fan of those films did this, and then I was like, yo, they just like did it for fun, and I was like, yo, what's your PayPal? And they said, no, I don't want any money for it. I said, I need you to give me your PayPal, or I'm just going to PayPal your email address, and then you're going to have to set one up. And they're like, okay. And I forget how much I sent them. And I said, look, that's your first commission. You're really good at this. You should do this and make some money. And they did. And that was so cool. And now Brian lasered it onto an awesome piece of wood. And yeah. So cool. I don't know if this is going to live here, but it's kind of cool there, isn't it? So, dude, Brian, thank you so much, man. That was so cool. Brian, a few days ago, asked for my logo, and then he saw that artwork on my website, and he was like, can you send me that? And it took me like a fucking hour to find that file. It was in an email from, my God, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And so I knew he was making something, but I didn't think it would be that cool, man. Freaking insane. So yeah, if you need laser etching, laser printing, lasers, Brain 3D's got lasers now, as well as the best 3D printing on Earth. So yeah, and I do have an affiliate link to Brain 3D. So next time you're doing a little order, hook a brother up, click it, and it'll show Brian that people are coming from over here. Rocket Tech says not thinning the motor shaft down to 1 millimeters above the bell also reduces machining and cost. That's true. You'd think the manufacturers would leap at that. That's true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Shermer24 says, what's a good Throttle Expo for 29,000 kV motors? There's no such thing as like a good Throttle Expo. It is totally dealer's choice. This is what you want to do. Throttle Expo is, it's hard to set properly, and so if you're gonna use it, rocket powered Mohawk, my friends. So yeah, if you're gonna do Throttle Expo, you have to watch this. You have to really figure it out. So go to my channel right here, little magnifying glass. Search for Throttle Expo. The first response will be Midpoint Monday, dialing in Throttle Expo, the secret for throttle control. You're gonna have to spend a half an hour watching this. There are chapter markers, so you're gonna go right around here. Here it is, how to dialing in throttle. An hour and a half in, and you're just gonna need to watch this. It's from an hour and a half to an hour and 52. It looks like, and it's probably a little bit longer than that. But yeah, you gotta watch it. You gotta put the time in. If you set Throttle Expo incorrectly, even a little bit incorrectly, it will make the situation worse, which is why you really have to watch that. And then just bring it on slowly. You got to get the midpoint set perfectly. If the midpoint is set wrong, everything is bad. Once the midpoint is set correctly, you're going to just bring the amount of expo up and down, and you'll feel the difference, and there'll be a point where you're like, okay, this is not too much, but it's noticeable. And also you need to understand like what kind of rigs you want to put it on and what kind of rigs you don't want to put it on. You could very well have one TinyWhoop that you don't want to put it on, and then another one that you need to have it on. So for example, these RC drift car chasing rigs need all the Throttle Expo, because I'm trying to fly these things millimeters off the ground, and I'm never really like going, and I'm never really varying the speed that I go too drastically. So they benefit from just tons of Throttle Expo. These Jungle Gym bashers that I fly like down the big long street in front of the house, but then I also fly them like in between little, you know, individual like flower stems. There's a big variation of cruising throttle. Sometimes I go really fast with high throttle. Sometimes I go really slow with low throttle. So these guys, I run barely any. I actually think I took it out completely. I think this has no Throttle Expo at all. And so you really need to understand that. You really need to understand which rigs should use it, which shouldn't, and then how much you should use on each rig. And I broke it all down in that live stream for you. What I don't want is for you to set it incorrectly, because it literally makes the situation worse than if you didn't run it at all. But I also don't want you to not use it, because it is magic on certain builds. So yeah, I don't have a quick answer for you this time, but I have the right answer for you. You know, I'm giving you the right answer right now. I'm not giving you a quick answer, because sometimes the quick answer is the wrong answer. And this is a perfect example of that. So buckle in for a half an hour of learning, Shermer, and it'll make total sense by the end of it. I explained it in like 2 or 3 different ways. One of those ways will definitely connect with your brain. And I've had so many people that have sat down with it, watched all the way through it, dialed it in, and then messaged me like, holy shit, this is magic. It really, really, really is. So yeah, do it. You'll love it. Ramdongo says, I did 165 build with soldered motors and peak screws. This ain't F1. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, for sure. AntBVTHC says, what is Expo short for? Exponential, because it goes up exponentially. Ramdoggo says, I think it's required above 30 billion kV. Yeah, 30,000 kV and up. You want to run at least a little bit of Throttle Expo for sure. Kilo Zebra with a great comment. I forgot about this. He says the knurled Happy Model motor shafts only have vertical grooves in the knurling, not a diamond pattern. Good call. Yes, they do not. And I'm glad that they don't, because there's a C-clip on top and there's a C-clip on the bottom above. So there's a C-clip on top above the bell, and then you put the C-clip on the bottom below the stator. So having the vertical knurling is gonna do a better job. So basically, you don't really need to worry about the motor shaft going up or down on the bell, because you have those two C-clips to prevent the up and down movement. Where the shaft slips on the bell is in rotation. And so by just doing the vertical knurling, you're concentrating on that rotation. If they were to do the diamond crosshatch, it would split the strength between rotation and up and down, and so it wouldn't be as good on the rotation. And so, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Good call. Very, very, very good point. Jay Hines says, dumb question, what's so special about the SuperX ELRS? Forgive my ignorance. Nothing. Literally nothing. I actually don't like it as much as the old Happy Model AIO. What's special about it is that at the moment it destroys all of the other AIOs that are available, and the old 2G4 that I actually prefer is no longer available. So like, if you want to build the best possible freestyle TinyWhoop right now, hands down, it's the SuperX ELRS version 2 AIO, blah blah blah. But I really wish that Happy Model hadn't discontinued the old 2G4 AIO because I like it better. But yeah, welcome to FPV. Everything that's good gets discontinued in 6 months, and you can never get it again, and you'll just die. Weebleed says 40,000 KVs. They were built for qualifying rounds for racing. Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's ridiculous. I will never consider the 40,000 KVs racing motors. Anybody that races those motors should be checked into a fucking asylum. That is just no. Put your head down on the desk. Put your big head down on the desk. You should not be good enough at flying FPV that you can race 40,000 kV motors. That's no. That's not right. There should not be people with reflexes that quick. That should not exist. County FPV says, I chased my daughter around on her tractor. It was probably the most fun I've had in my Mobula6, LOL. I'm telling you guys, chasing stuff is the greatest. The greatest. Find shit you can chase. It's why I have, look, straight up, it's why flying freestyle doesn't really do it for me anymore. Around the house with TinyWhoops, it's still very fun, but like going outside, going through all the trouble to like get 5-inch rigs ready, get 3-inch rigs ready, driving to a place and just railing around in a parking lot, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, it's just not as fun as chasing stuff. Like, flying gigs has just ruined me because I have a subject and I have something to chase or I have something to fly around, and it's so goddamn fun. Now that I've taken a bunch of time off of freestyle, it is fun. It is fun again, but it's not as fun as this. This is way more fun than flying a 5-inch rig. Sorry, but it is. 10-second runtime with a $5 super chat. He says, today at the bank, an old lady asked me how to check her balance, so I pushed her over. Oh, dad jokes. Will they ever not make me laugh? Never, ever. Siskel says, hit the damn button, was saying wanted to grab more, but I know we all want a couple. What'd you buy? Oh, the 2G4s, yeah. Slow Cow's in the house. He says, I took apart a stock Mobula6 2024 motor. It's knurled. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. You hear that, Zotek? They stole your shit, bro. Good for them. Good for them for stealing. In order to make a better product for all of us to benefit from. Hopefully there was not a document signed that said you are not allowed to steal this knurled motor design. Even if there was, you know, what does the FPV manufacturing community care about stealing? Not at all. Let's fly this crazy thing. You guys are probably sick of seeing me chase these RC drift cars around. Or maybe not, but whatever. Let's fly this thing around and see how long this frame lasts. This is a Mobula 17. Nope. This is a Mobula6 2024, the soldered motor version, with a fresh set of 0702 28,000 kV motors on it. Lightweight antenna modification. Old school Mobula6 canopy, Runcam Nano 3 camera, and Gemfan 1219S propellers in Weebleed FPV / CiottiFPV red. Look, this is like the CiottiFPV rig, man. It's red and white. Look at that. Look at it! County FPV says, Mobula6 I got a few months ago came with a 2G4, but had issues with motor jitters, VTX, and I think I made it worse. I need to reflash it back to stock. The old 2G4s were not infallible, but they are hands down the best TinyWhoop AIO that has ever been created. All TinyWhoop stuff is kind of trash, admittedly. Not really true anymore, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the old 2G4, absolutely the most durable, the most reliable, the all the things. Yeah, best we've ever had. And it's starting to look like the best we will ever have. I hope not, but boy, does it start to kind of be looking that way. Siskel says they're in stock at FPV Faster. Just got mine before I joined the stream. About the time you said you wanted 10. FPV Faster? What the hell is that? I've never heard of that. FPV Faster. FPVfaster.com. Where are they? Where did it ship from? New South Wales. Damn. Yeah, I ain't paying the shipping from Australia. If you're in Australia, though, get your ass to this website and buy all the 2G4s. If they're not sold out by the end of this live stream, I'm going to kill your faces. Just gets more and more confusing every live stream. Ramdanko says, is there a difference big or small? What? New Mobula6 board. What? What do you mean big or small? What's that? They're all the same size. They're all 25 by 25 and a half. Oh, get out of there. Battery wire. Get out of there. Get. Newbie Drone light AF frame as well on this build. Sorry. 16.5 grams. I've never flown a TinyWhoop that's been under 17 grams. This should be weird. Can you stop getting on top of that little wire in there? Get out of there. Get. There we go. It's fine. I got it. Don't help me. I got it. Yeah, well, you know what? Zotek, AK can go to hell. That's ridiculous. It's not. I'm not okay with that. No one should be that good. It's the bullshit of all bullshits. Goddamn racers. Christ. Bunch of literal aliens running around. Actual Martians. Here we go. ELRS, you can do it. Put your back into it. Oh, God. Oh, boy. The PID loop was very upset for a second there, but now it's cool. No, it's not cool. Oh, my God. Hold on. Let's back the tune off just a little bit. I actually pushed the tune up. Feed forward, Dmax, it's fine, okay. There we go, much better. Where's that jello coming from? Here we go! Torture testing. Wow! The white light AF frame. Okay, 16.5 grams is different. Wow, so these are only 28,000 kV motors, guys. Jesus hell! It feels lighter. Go figure. Let me get the Throttle Expo set in. So let's cruise around a little bit here. 24, 25, 27, 23... 27, 25, 25. All right, so let's set it to like, let's try 26. The Throttle Expo amount is 40. That's a bit much for 28,000 kV motors. So let's bring the amount down. What did I say for the number? Wow, yeah, the throttle midpoint is all wrong. Let me bring it to, if you have to change the midpoint a lot, don't change it the whole way. Change it half of the way, fly it, because it changes. So we're going to move it down to 30, and now we're just going to see. Feels better already. 33, see how it's higher now? When you change the midpoint, your hover point changes. 33, 32, 31. All right, so now we're going to change it. We're going to just dial it in that second little bit. And we're going to put it at 32. That should be about right. I would love to know where this jello is coming from, though. It's not much. It's pretty subtle, but it's there. And it shouldn't be. Can everybody just chill? Yeah, holy Christ. At this weight, 28,000 kV feels like 32,000 kV. That is something else entirely. Let's check the frame. I don't think we've really crashed it yet, but I want to try to catch. I want to try to catch the frame potentially breaking a little bit. A little bit closer to when it actually breaks to know which hit does it. Wow. Woo. The direction changes are just outrageous. And like, so big power motors change directions very fast. But lightweight changes direction. How can I explain this? All right, so you can build like a 4,000 pound Mustang with 1,000 horsepower, and it will change direction in the like from stopping to going quickly, very quickly, right? But then in order to get it to change direction through the corners or under braking, you have to also add massive brakes, big, wide, sticky tires, right? A Miata with like 250 or 300 horsepower will accelerate just fine. And then it'll be lightweight, and it will change directions in all the other directions much better, right? Because it's lighter. This is why, like, in the car world, we say, like, lightweight fixes everything. Because, like, it helps with man, I have to fucking concentrate flying this thing at this weight. I also want to get a little bit more. I don't want to break this frame as quickly. I want to, because like this is what I don't get the opportunity to fly 16.5 gram rigs all the time, if ever. So yeah, reducing weight is always a better idea than sold those two G4s out. Yeah, adding lightweight is always a better idea than adding power, as long as it doesn't affect durability, and as long as there's not some other weird thing that you're going for. The 750 plus gram 5-inch guys hold on for dear life to, oh, I like the extra weight. It makes it throw farther. It makes it carry its momentum more. And they're not wrong. 600 gram 5-inch rigs carry an assload of momentum. They carry plenty of momentum. So yeah, almost Stevie Wondered it. So yeah, lightweight allows these. Oh god, on a full it is upset at a full battery. Hold on, let me spin these motors up. There's Jello and the tune is just a little upset. Do I have like a bent propeller on here or something? There's something going on. Hold up. Oh yeah, motor 2. What the hell's going on with you, bro? Why are you shaking so hard? Hold on. Let me swap the propeller on motor 2. I mean, these look like fresh props. I thought they were. Hold on. Motor 2 is not having a good day. This is props in, by the way. I've decided to just put everything on props in at this point and see if I can tell any badness. High right. Here we go. Alright, so let's grab another GemFan 1219. Let's remove this one. And let's see if the weirdness goes away. I could have bent the propeller when I was putting it on. You never know. Or I could have bent the motor shaft. I did fly the these motors like a couple of batteries. So maybe I just slammed them really hard and bent one of the motor shafts. You never know. I doubt it. I really tried to be very gentle with them. No, I didn't. I flew it normal. And me flying normal is abusive. Alright, let me try that again. Alright, turtle mode. Nah, motor shaft is bent. What the hell? Yeah, I managed to bend motor 2 motor shaft. Huh, oh well. It would have gotten bent anyway. Battery number 2. The frame is not broken yet. Let's see what it takes to break it. Jesus, man. These motors feel insane at this all-up weight. Oh, God, no. See how much I'm bouncing on elevation? That's because it's so lightweight that it's just jumping up in the air. The power to weight ratio is there's also like a difference in acceleration, right? Like a really powerful motor is going to take a little bit of time to spin up to make the thrust to get it to kind of jump up. Whereas when you reduce weight, you're going to get a quicker acceleration. You're going to get a quicker direction change. Oh, God, why? No, no, easy, easy. Relax. Everything will be fine. Oh, my God, dude. Like a fucking scalpel at this weight. Oh, my God, I can't do anything wrong. What's happening? This is ridiculous. Oh, God. Just fly, you idiot. It's going through everything. What is happening? Oh, well, that was a big hit. That might have broken it. Hold on. Wow, dude. That was... I don't usually have runs like that. The frame has survived. More! Oh, God. That's not going to be recoverable, is it? Lightweight even makes it more recoverable! No, it doesn't. Oh, God. Let's try coffee table stuff. Impossible tricks. Let's do it. Stop hitting the ground! Oh, fuck off! Are you kidding me? Maybe I'm just flying good tonight? I don't know. Whew. Oh, God, why? Oh, God, what was that? This is ridiculous. No. It just changes direction so fast. Oh, my God, man. What the fuck? I will say this. I don't think I have the Throttle Expo set right yet. Hold on. 32. I gotta go fast and look at the throttle values. I feel like I'm having a hard time controlling my elevation. 38. Yeah. I got the Throttle Expo midpoint a little bit too low. Hold on. I could tell because when I started to fly faster, that's when I would have the problem. And when you start to fly faster, that's when you use more throttle. So I also did turn down the Throttle Expo here. But these are lighter weight motors. Let's just get it up to 35. That'll be a better middle ground. Jesus. Oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Why does it sometimes give that timer? It's so weird. The other thing that could be happening, woo, is that my timing is just off a little bit. Like, I'm used to the heavier rigs kind of more slowly changing elevation. As you get lighter, it's going to change elevation quicker. Whoa, shit, dude. This is ridiculous. There we go. Oh, no! Don't break. Don't be broken. I want to fly this more. Be okay. Be okay. Yes, it's okay. Wow, Jesus. This is something else. 16.5 grams, huh? Okay. I really want to go upstairs with it, but I really don't want to break it. And upstairs is where everything goes to die. Oh, man. Let me just try to not break it upstairs. Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. 28,000 kV, my friends. What would this be like with 40,000s? Oh! New rug? Really ties the room together. Hit you some. Don't go for the full diagonal room. Power loop! Oh, no! Oh, no! That was a big slam. It hit really flat, though. I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. God, I hope it's okay. If that broke it, I'm going to be upset. Oh, God! Wow, I don't know how I didn't hit the ceiling. Woo! Woo! Oh, yo! Oh, easy. No. Ooh! Ooh! Get down the stairs safely. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die! Stay alive. Oh! No! Oh! Through the side. That couldn't have been luckier. Wow! Oh my God! The way that it changes directions is absurd. Like what the hell? How? It went all the way across the room. On what I consider at this point to be a low kV motor. Let's do some like really in tight stuff here. Or not. Hold on. I'm really surprised at how different it feels. Oh! Where are the other holes in the drum set? There's one. Oh, God, I hate... Why do I even try that one anymore? I always get hung up under there. Don't be like this! You jerk. Wow, man. I'm bordering on being at a loss for words. Is it still okay? It is! The frame has survived. That was a big hit upstairs, but it did hit flat. I could hear how flat it hit, which is why I think it survived it. I'll bet that if it had taken that hit, that was like a 15, 20 foot drop. I'll bet if that had happened onto one of the ducts, it would have exploded. Oh my God, don't break the glasses! Oh my God, it's like flying on crack! Oh, I missed it. I missed it again. I will not be denied. No, it's denying me. No, stop denying me. No, no, no. Oh, that's unrecoverable. Well, not unrecoverable. Unturtle-modable, I should say. Good God, man. This is ridiculous. Woo! Shit. I will not be denied. Oh God. God, what? I'm inside the coffee table. I will not be denied. Ah, sweet redemption. Let's go for 2. Oh! The denial. It's like when I was dating all over again. Get in there, yes, you filthy animal! Wow, man, this is stupid. All right, lightweight is everything. Fuck KV. Just figure out how to get your shit down to 16 grams and be durable, and then you're good to go. Jesus. Man, I'll tell you what, like, I noticed this when I got this rig down to 17.4, I guess it would be. I noticed that I was hitting more stuff. Sorry, I was crashing less. This is another level of that. Or I'm just flying good tonight. You never know. I have, you know, I've recently, like last week, I guess, I saw some, I watched some of my flying from Maggie's old place, and I was like, whoa, I've gotten a lot better. I've also gotten a lot faster. I was much smoother back then. The rigs have gotten a lot better. We have a lot more power than we did back then, and I think those things are all kind of tied together. But I've definitely gotten a lot better at flying TinyWhoops in very small spaces over the last year, so that was kind of cool. That felt good to see that. This is ridiculous, though. Holy crap! I can't believe how much more accurate this thing is at this weight. And yeah, the runtime is also kind of ballistic. Oh, shit, that was cool looking. Hold on. I laid that out at like a different point. Oh, I almost Stevie Wondered it. Hold on, let me try to do what I just did. There. It was like this, and I just did one of these. Nope. I like under-rotated it. Hold on, I'll do it over here. Do it over here. Watch this. Nope, hold on. Nope. I did it the wrong way. Hold on. Ah, you jerk. All right, ready? Watch this. Watch how cool this looks. Fuck, I'm hitting the ceiling. You! All right. No, I'm not going to show you. Yeah, only I get to know what I did. You don't get to know. Sometimes you don't get to know, guys. You don't get to know. You don't get to know. You just don't get to know. That was basically what I did, but I did it better. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, God. Here we go with the Crash Fest 2024. Okay, let's crash. Oh! Oh, God! That was, like, off kilter in a weird way! I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it had to come to an end. Man, we had a good couple batteries there, though. And the frame is still okay. Maybe the black frames are significantly more brittle. Although I have not, since I'm not crashing. I'm not crashing as much, and I'm not crashing as hard. Here's the cool looking thing. I'm gonna try it again. Ready? Wasn't as cool this time. Woo! My God! Ah! 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 Stop it! Let me live! My fucking phone's going off. Stop it! Everything stop! Oh my God! It's after 9. Go watch Bot Grinder, friends. I'm on his time slot now. Get you some Bot Grinder. Hey! Man, we didn't do any 5-inch shit. 5-inch Friday. Yeah, great. I'll keep streaming. What the hell? Oh, we just nipped it. Drop it low. Oh, that was a banger there. That's not a banger. That's not how you use that. Well, look. The frame needs to get tested. I think this might be the last battery that I fly. Oh, no! The durability of the frame needs to get tested. So, let's go completely apeshit upstairs. And it won't take very long to see what the deal is here. Shit, that was just embarrassing as hell. Okay. Is the fan on? No, the fan's not on. All right, here we go. Oh my fucking God! Oh my God! The first try! What is happening? Why is lightweight so fucking... Why? Just why? What is happening? How is this real? Oh, what was that, though? Where am I? Oh, I know where I'm at. Okay. Let's try it the other way. Let's try it in the impossible direction. Ooh! Whoa! Okay, hold on. That was a bit much. Wow, that fan comes by at like Mach 7,000. Oh, that was a hard hit. It was pretty flat, though. Oh. My God, it hurtles itself across the room. I cannot believe the performance on 28,000 kV motors. I'm not getting the angle right. Oh, okay. That broke the frame. I guarantee it. And I think it's in the flower pot. I guarantee you that broke the frame. That was, like, if anything, that was nasty. Hold on. Yo, that was nasty. That was a big hit, and it's fine. Could it be that we've finally, like, full-blown confirmed that black plastic is not as strong as other colors? Yo, that hit hard. That hit like a ton of bowling balls. Oh God, don't kill the battery. Do not murder the poor, helpless battery. Well, I mean, that was only 4 batteries. Oh boy, that is, this is insane. I was hoping that this frame would not explode because it's crazy light and it seems to really resist vibrations and whatnot. And it seems to be okay. I would really like a clear version of this frame to really test the theory of, like, it's not really a theory. Yeah, you put additives to color plastic and it takes away from the amount of plastic. Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Oh! All right. Oh! Oh! Yikes. I felt that one in my soul. Oh, man. I am not getting the angle right all of a sudden. Oh, you know what I'm also not doing? I'm like laying the power loop out. I need to snap it more. And then that'll let me just fly it right through the gate like it's no big deal. Oh! Oh, no, the plant got violated. Oh my God, it was so goddamn close. Look at the runtime that we're getting, just full throttling this thing over and over and over again too, right? Like, absurd. Oh! Just turns into a big nasty dive. Oh! 28,000 kV motors. We did it again. Again, you dirty bastards. Oh my goodness. What must it sound like up there? I could just vaguely hear it like... Oh! Suck it, Trebek! Oh! Oh! Holy shit, yo, what the fuck? This is stupid. This is different, man. Like, my God, it just accelerates so quickly. Like, you hammer there's just no delay. You hammer the throttle, and instantaneously, it's just blasting exactly where you told it to go. And wow, like, I guess now I kind of understand how the racers are doing what they're doing. Like, I didn't get it. I would watch, like, all the top level racers. I would just watch them, and it was just like, no, those aren't people. Those are fucking Martians. Like, that's not something that people do. That's something that alien spacecraft piloted by fucking lizards do. Lizard people live among us. Oh! Hey! Hey! Ho! Hey! Ho! Oh, missed it. Oh, God! Woo! Oh, my God! Oh, shit, bro. What is the deal? Oh my god, that was the best fucking mirror flip ever. I think it was docked against the mirror. Hold on, I've never thought about that. Can we dock it and then do the mirror flip? Dock. Wait, no, hold on. Gotta keep it docked. Dock it. Stop it. Dock it. Ah, shit. Oh! What the bloody hell is going on here? The frame is not broken. How is any of this possible? I'm gonna stop flying it. It has survived. There were some big fucking hits. We're gonna fly this on another live stream. I'm not just gonna just progressively. I'm not just gonna break it. I'm not just gonna keep doing dumber and dumber shit until it breaks. This survived 4 batteries, 5 batteries with a bunch of the first couple of batteries. I was backed off for sure, but those last 2 batteries, I was crashing hard, flying hard, and it absolutely survived. That's awesome. That is really, really, really cool. Yeah, okay. If you've got a Mobula6 2024 with the soldered motors and you don't do this, get your head checked. You could even make it a little bit lighter. You could cut down the wire run from where the camera wires hook up is really short. I could probably get this down another 1/10 or maybe even 2/10 of a gram by shortening those up. I could even shorten up the battery leads here. Good Lord, man. Oh, hey. This is also the first time that we've run this frame with triblades. We talked about that too. I said that there's a chance that this frame doesn't like biblades, because with biblades, the frame can bend all the way to the motor bell. So maybe you have to run this frame with triblades. But look, I'm telling you, if you have a Mobula6 2024, you need to do this. This is absurd. We're going to solder one motor up to the 5-inch rig so that I didn't lie in the stream title and the name of the entire stream. And then we're going to shut this mother down. Holy hell, Batman. That is ridiculous. What in the shit just happened? Wow. Okay. That's something. 5-inch Friday begins. Here we go. At 9:20. These are Amax Superleggera. I said it like an American with a proper R instead of an L. I'm only half Italian. All right? I can't be going all John Gotti on you. And I just think it sounds stupid when the American accent says leggera, you know, and then like you have to like to make it sound right, you have to like switch to like the Italian twang, but then you switch back to dumb cheeseburger fat America twang, and it's just not good. I'm not doing it. We're gonna solder up motor number 3. Here's how I like to do this. The motor will sit in so the bottom of the motor has a screw protruding, right, to take the bell off, and then your arm has a big hole in it. The hole is bigger than the screw, so when you put the screw down in the hole, there's a little bit of motion there, right? Just the right amount of motion. You get your arm LED taped double-sided down exactly where it needs to be, right? You pull your wires out here. What you don't want to do is pull the motor forward in the hole. If you pull it forward in the hole, the wires will be a little bit too short. So what you want to do is pull it backwards. See that? Pull it backwards in the hole. And that's going to give you like an extra fraction of a millimeter that you need. So pull it backwards in the hole, get the wires perfectly straight, push down with your finger here, and then take your goddamn wire cutters and you cut the wires right at the end of the pads. And then you've got, and all what I like to do is just cut the one, because they're going the same distance, right? So you just cut the one and then make sure that you line these up straight, and then you cut the other two. And that is the quickest and most accurate way that I've found to cut your motors perfectly for your race wire LEDs. You're going to strip these wires down with your fingernails, but I've chewed off my thumbnail like an absolute maniac. So I'm going to use these flush cutters very gently to just barely nick the rubber. I've done this a lot, so I can do it without nicking the internal strands of wire. If you've not done this at least 200 or 300 times, don't do it this way. Do it the right way. Use your fingernails. All right, and you just want to strip off the exact right amount that is the length of the pad. No more, no less. Certainly no more, but if you do a little bit less, that's okay. Better to strip off too little than too much. All right, and I can't see that I did nick one of the internal strands of wires. I have it attached to my finger here. That's why you don't use metal tools to strip this shit. You use your fingernails, ideally. We're going to tin these wires. What that means is we're going to load the wires up with solder so that we don't have to add solder while we're connecting these motors to the pads. Separate them out a little bit. Clean the tip of your soldering iron. Solder in your left hand. You're going to put the tip of the iron under the wire, and then you're going to feed solder in from the top of the wire. You're trying to push solder in between the individual strands of wire so that you get one big shiny bastard. That was the first one. This is the second one. Man, I'm doing this without magnification, and I am struggling to focus. And there we go. All three of them. This, my friends, is the best thing that you can possibly buy. This is like 15 bucks. You look like an asshole, but the quality of your work goes through the roof. Don't put the batteries in here for the stupid little LED light. If you put the batteries in here, it becomes too heavy and it hurts your nose. Run it without batteries, and it's nice and lightweight, and it won't hurt your nose. Nobody's looking at you when you're soldering up fucking quads, so just do it. And do better quality work, and shut up about looking like a donkey. It's going to be fine. Superleggera, here we go. Check your work. Make sure that you've got enough solder on there. In this case, we do. Bring your ding-dong in. Always move the work to you. Never have it like this and then fucking your arms are upside down and backwards. Put it in a place where you can easily bring the soldering iron in and you can easily hold the thing that you need to hold. The first one I like to do by hand. The next two I typically do with a set of tweezers. Clean the tip of the soldering iron again. Your pads, my pads are already loaded up with solder, but if they weren't, if these were brand new, I would just put a blob of solder on each pad. This way we've got solder on the wire, we've got solder on the pad. All we need to do is hold them together, bring the heat in, and there's plenty of solder. You don't have to have a third hand trying to add solder. If you have a third hand, I mean, use it. But, you know, why are you watching this shit? You should be on National Geographic. This is a great time to add flux. In my case, though, I have fluxed these pads already, and so they have plenty of flux on them. First one's done. Now I'm going to use tweezers. Trick with the tweezers is to grab the wire loosely, put it where you want it, and then ease up on the tweezers and push them all the way down against the carbon fiber when you're putting the heat on so that you can hold it perfectly still. For right now, you want to get them close to the carbon fiber. So get it close, bring the heat in. Once the wire is down flat, everything just melted. Tweezers down against the carbon. And now as that's drying, there's no motion. Because if my hand is the carbon fiber, the tweezers are sitting down, you're crimping, you're holding the wire, and the tweezers are pushing against the carbon fiber, and so there's no motion at all. It's kind of hard to do it. You got to have the tweezers not quite at the carbon. As it melts, they're going to push down to the carbon. You can kind of just ever so slightly release and then re-grab, and you will hold that wire absolutely perfectly still as it cools down. It took me a while to kind of figure that out. Now that I've explained it, you'll practice it, and at some point you'll kind of understand what I'm saying. But you choke up on the wire a little bit, let it melt. You kind of hold the wire down to the pad for a split second with the tip of the soldering iron as you choke down with the tweezers. What you want to make sure you don't do is what I just did, which was to push the wire down. If your pad is like this, hold on. If your pad is like this, you got the wire sitting on top here. What you don't want is you don't want to push the wire down so that the wire is up like that. You want the wire flat against the pad so that those individual strands are completely flat. That's how you get the most strength. You got this nice amount of overlap, and you've got the flat part of the wires as flat against the pad as possible. You do not want it to come up like that, or you do not want it to be like that. You want the wires perfectly flat. And then what you end up with is something that looks like this. Come on, you filthy whore. Come on, you dickbag. Focus! Focus! Please. There you go. See how the wire comes straight out from the board? It's not tilted up. It's not tilted down. It just comes straight out. And then if you have enough flux on there, your balls should be nice and shiny. And there should be no hair on them. Nobody likes hairy balls. Who's got time for that? There you go, friends. That's how you solder on a motor. And now we've got a little bit of extra motor wire, right? Because of where we sat that motor. And then so when we bolt the motor down, it'll just, it's not, you know, it kind of drives me crazy, but at the same time, it's nice to have a little bit of extra wire. And so you just have a little squiggle there. If you want, you can move this forward a little bit. I don't know. It's just, if you have a little bit of extra wire and like something happens, you got a little bit of extra wire and it's nice. Just be cool with it. What is nice is that having what you don't want is the wires to be pulled straight across like this to where there's like a gap below them. That's not what you want. By having that little bit of extra wire, you see what happens? The wires end up going flat against the carbon. That's what you want. You want the wires to sit down as close to the carbon as possible. Like yeah. As Bob Ross pronounces it. Like yeah. That's what you want. And now your motor is perfect. I'll do 3 more. And then fly it and let you guys know how the Superleggeras are. Thanks for tuning in, friends. Hold on. I know chat was going bananas, but I had a lot going on. Rocket Tech with a $5 super chat. He says, my Bluetooth speaker wasn't working. I tossed it in the pool. Now it's sinking. Nice. Azalea's in the chat asking for Taco Bell. Azalea says, I'm going to fight you. Oh, God. You bastards, you. The family has figured out technology. What am I going to do? Hold on. Let me get caught up on chat a little bit, and then we'll go to Taco Bell, Azalea. 10-second runtime at the bank. Had an old lady ask him to check her balance, and he pushed her over. This is the second time I'm saying that joke, just because I liked it that much. Ramdago says more things that I don't understand. Siskel FPV says $11 shipping. Got props from them today less than a week to door. Only reason I grabbed them. Talking about the 2G4s from that website. It looks like we sold them out. Good job, guys. Ramdago says 1.5 or nothing. Bing bong bang. Rocket Tech says, is there a limit? Like, if I handed you a 14-gram whoop, would that be too light? I would love to know the answer to that. We are certainly not there yet. There will be, potentially, there could be a limit. Just like with 5-inch rigs, right? If you build a, like, 500-gram 5-inch rig, it does not have enough weight for the size of the propellers. It starts to fly like a toothpick, where you don't have any throw. We are nowhere near that point with TinyWhoops yet. I'm able to start to notice that a little bit, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just like, wow, the 18-gram whoops are fat is still where we're at. But there is a limit. If we get to 14 or 13 or 12, we might get to the point where it's like, no, I like 16 grams. It's got the right mix of weight for momentum, for throw, and power, and lightweight for direction changes. Great question, Rocket Tech. Nice floor fan in the loft. Cowbell Gap, Rocket Tech also says, diagonal room power loop. We did a bunch. Ramdago says, do you have the DogCom batteries available in your area? I do, and I just ran 2 of them. 2 of those batteries that we ran were DogComs. They fly exactly like all the other batteries. Brent Anderson says, Surgeon Fingers. Jay-Z says, can you modify a 5.8 dipole or linear antenna to a 2.4? Yeah, sure. You just got to get it cut to the exact right length, which is like 32 millimeters. But then there's different lengths because you can do quarter wave, you can do fifth wave. But yeah, an antenna is an antenna. It's an active piece of it's just a piece of wire, really. So yeah, you can absolutely modify them. You just got to get the length right. Fluoxethine says, maybe do you think about the latest 100-watt PD soldering iron by Fnirsi, maybe a whoop focused review? For the most part, a soldering iron is a soldering iron is a soldering iron. On Joshua's website, he's got I forget the brand, but they're blue and yellow. It's a really popular soldering iron for like $70 or something like that. There is no reason not to get that. I have a $110 Weller, which just looks cool. You can also get like a TS100. If it gets hot, it's gonna work 98% as good as any other soldering iron. The work that we do is not that small. And it also, like, we smash these things up so often that, like, we have to rework them every couple of months anyway. So, you know, we're not sending shit into space. We're not building $1,000 setups here. So, yeah, for the most part, a soldering iron is a soldering iron. There's a bunch that work that we've confirmed were Hako, that's it. That's the brand. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of soldering irons that we've confirmed are totally fine. Just stick with those. I don't really see any... There's just nothing that some new soldering iron is going to do any better than the existing ones that we've got. Soldering is about technique. It's not about gear at all. Work on your technique, and you can take a $7 straight XT60 no thermostat soldering iron and do beautiful work with it. Veritas Weezer says, my neighbor's wife says she wants to bring me in by hand and help me bring the heat. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Kevin Sumner with a $19.99 super chat. Taco Bell, feed your teenagers. Deal, my friend. Thank you, brother. Noah Green says, I got into FPV recently with a Mobula6 Eco 2024. Been feeling the weight and was thinking of switching to 75mm for better freestyle performance. Any 1S frame recommendations? 6 to 65. 65mm rigs for inside, 75mm rigs for outside. Best 75mm rig is the Mobula7 1S ELRS. Best 65mm rig at the moment is the Mobula6 Eco 2024. Frame and motor recommendations, just run them like they are. Both of those have perfectly good frames, perfectly good motors. You're going to love them. As a new pilot, you can put a year into those before you get any real benefit from upgrading. So focus on stick time, focus on just flying as many batteries as you possibly can, buy a lot of batteries, and buy a lot of replacement parts, and just batter the living shit out of them. That's what you want to do for your first year, is just fly, 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 fly. Get a simulator. My favorite is Velocidrone, and just put the time in. There's no better thing you can do than just put raw stick time in for your first year. You're not going to be good enough to feel the differences that you make with upgrades, and a lot of the upgrades will decrease the durability. So fly durable rigs and buy replacement parts, and just resist the urge to try to make the rig fly better. You need to fly better first, and then the rig will fly better. By not upgrading it also, you work your baseline, and then when you upgrade, you can actually feel the difference that the upgrades, and appreciate the difference that the upgrades make. Great question. JP Gaming says, when I switch my Mobula6 2024 from biblades to triblades, it freaks out as soon as I give it throttle. What am I missing? The triblades are probably not as well balanced as the biblades. You can back the PIDs off, or you can just go back to biblades. The Gemfan biblades are pretty amazing. CMYK says, this guy, what's up, gangly gang? What's up, homie? David Ciotti, 999 super chat. There we go. He says, end your woman. Thank you, Dad. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. That's where you guys can support me. Lots of ways that you can support this channel. This is completely crowdfunded. No sponsors are sending me money. All the reviews are legit. You guys keep the lights on, and you get the benefits of, if somebody sends me something that sucks, I tell you that it sucks, and I tell you not to buy it. I was about to say that about the Light AF frames. What I can say is don't buy the black ones, but the white one is kicking ass so far. But this is early days, man. For me with a frame, if I can't get 100 hard batteries through it, it's not good enough. So this frame has a ways to go. But I can tell you, don't buy the black Light AF frame. They broke right away. This took some pretty good hits tonight, but yeah, again, still early days. At the moment, I'm still gonna recommend the Newbie Drone Cockroach V3. I've battered the balls out of them, and they hold up well. They're the best 65mm freestyle frame in my opinion at the moment. But this is, I hope that this holds up, because this is a lot lighter, and holy crap, 16.5 grams flies good. Jay-Z with a $2 Australian super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Veritas Weasel with a $9.99 super chat. He says, damn it, man, the kids are hungry. Thanks for hanging, my friends. I'll see you on Sunday at 3 o'clock, and then Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, where we're going to do 4 giveaways. 3 of those giveaways are for patrons. The $5, $10, $20 a month tiers are those 3 Patreon giveaways. Get on the Patreon, link at CiottiFPV.com, and you can win something. If you win, it'll pay for your Patreon for a whole bunch of months. Most of the giveaways are at least $40 or $50 worth of stuff. I love you.